afternoon, everyone. My name is Shoshana Gross. I am the manager of major events with the Ohio Restaurant Association. And this is a little thing we like to call the Daily Dose. Today, I have with me Laura Morrison, who is the managing director of membership and employer food safety with the ORA. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much for being here. In addition to knowing all things food safety and being our membership guru, Laura's been with us for 20 plus years. So she also holds all of the institutional knowledge for the Ohio Restaurant Association. So if you're looking for some strange facts about the old days of the ORA, Laura's the one to go to. I don't know how many people are asking you about that stuff, but
probably not too many.
Probably not too many. We have need for it, so we're thankful for you.
Well, thanks.
So today we are here not to talk about Laura's institutional knowledge, but instead to talk about the Ohio Restaurant Promise, which is something that the ORA has put together in the face of the coronavirus pandemic and in light of restaurants starting to reopen. So Laura, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what the Ohio Restaurant Promise is and what it means for restaurants who take the pledge?
Thanks, Shoshana. So, the Ohio Restaurant Promise is a tool, and we put it together for the restaurant industry in general, and specifically for your restaurant to showcase that you're a leader in approaching safety. So, our restaurant guest and employee safety, they're the highest priority that we could ever have. And we want everyone to know that and also to feel comfortable visiting us. So Ohio Restaurant Association promotes, the partnerships between restaurant operators and their local health departments. So in partnership with the Ohio Restaurant Association and health officials across the state, restaurant owners and operators make these commitments to earn this endorsement during the COVID-19 recovery period.
What are some of the elements of the Ohio Restaurant Promise that you might want to highlight for people?
So when customers see the endorsement, they can feel comfortable that the restaurant's taking all necessary steps to protect their employees and customers. And they're committed to playing a leadership role in protecting the communities. And so it outlines the continued leadership restaurant operators take in safe sanitation practices with all team members, of course, carefully following the high safety and sanitation standards required to operate a food service business in Ohio. And one way for operators to do this is to provide certain training, such as ServSafe or other approved COVID-19 education to all of their employees. And of course, it's necessary for operators to ensure employees in manager or person in charge positions are always up to date with their ServSafe and Ohio Department of Health certification requirements. So some important aspects of the promise are also outlining the options guests have to dine with us. So outlining indoor and outdoor seating options, how the operator will comply with the appropriate safe social distancing and maximum party size guidelines, and how customers can do the same. Our restaurants established and post maximum party size and dining area capacity, and that helps everyone to understand what is required of each business location. So we've seen it all over, and you've seen those signs on that talk about the maximum party size, and it's no different for restaurants. That's exactly what we need to do. And part of the requirements in the state of Ohio at this time are that employees will do certain things such as wear facial coverings, except those that are exempted, and will also regularly wash hands in accordance with the Ohio Uniform Food Safety Code. So listing out some of these things in the Ohio Restaurant Promise is important.
Yeah, right. So we have, safe social distancing, washing of hands, facial coverings when appropriate, and and posting capacity in restaurants. All of those are really great ways to keep employees safe, to keep customers safe, and they're required by our new regulations as well. One of the things that the Ohio Restaurant Association has done with this promise, because there's just so much going on, and it's a lot to take on for individual restaurant owners, and we acknowledge that, is we've actually put together a toolkit for folks to use. So that'll be coming out, it'll be up on our website. It's free to use, it's free to download. But Laura, could you tell us a little bit about what aspects of the toolkit are, and how folks can use it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, you know, by posting the Ohio Restaurant Promise in your dining room and putting the window cling seal on your door, it's showing your customers and employees that you care. So to participate in the toolkit, it's really just to register your restaurant as taking the pledge and participating in the Ohio Restaurant Promise. And, you know, it's from the registration page, you can do that, and you want to share that on your social media channels that you're taking the Ohio Restaurant Promise. And then, you know, you can purchase Ohio Restaurant Promise window clings, and they are free for ORA members, but you can order those from the registration page. And by using those Ohio Restaurant Promise window clings, and you use them on your windows, front doors, partitions, etc. And you can also take photos if you're placing the clings and share them on your social media, tag and share with ORA. So we can share on our social media channels. So the way to tag that is hashtag Ohio Restaurant Promise.
So easy.
And yeah. And you can also download and print the Ohio Restaurant Promise first page and display it in your restaurant, or use the menu template to add it to the back of your paper menus, which we've had many members do, and it's really cool. And then, you know, you can also download some of the safety flyers and posters that are the Dine Safe Ohio Restaurant Promise. And then you can also display those in your restaurants. They're very helpful to keep, you know, that top of mind of safety and sanitation. And also, you know, placing that Ohio Restaurant Promise seal image alongside your own brand in your materials, and by using it in electronic communications on behalf of your restaurant. So, you know, if you're putting that on your website or other different places, but there are some ways that you can do that, and there are some ideas that are outlined in this toolkit. And so, you know, when we ask when you use it, of course, that it's presented and written by ORA. So you're helping the Ohio Restaurant Association as a member as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so lots of ways to use the restaurant promise, lots of ways to make sure that your customers know that you are adhering to the highest standards of safety, and that you're a member of the Ohio Restaurant Association, and everything that goes along with that, that membership as well. We always like to end with just a little something fun that's going on. So this week, tomorrow actually, Dayton.com is hosting a live concert on Facebook called TipJar. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about TipJar?
Absolutely. So as a Dayton native, that's where I'm originally from, I'm very excited about this because, you know, even though I live now in the capital city, that's home and I go back a lot. So I'm very excited about TipJar, and frankly, just very excited about our Ohio Restaurants Relief Fund. So what TipJar is doing is that it is collecting donations, and these go to the Ohio Restaurant Employee Relief Fund, and they're earmarked this time because of TipJar and Dayton.com for Dayton area employees who are in need, who have been furloughed, and maybe haven't gotten back to work at this time. So we know there's a lot of unemployment, but hopefully people will be excited to go and listen to some live music. When was the last time you listened to any live music, Shoshana?
I know it's been a long time, so I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to listening in to TipJar. That's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live, Dayton.com. Laura, thank you so much for joining me today and for talking to me about the Ohio Restaurant Promise.
Thanks so
And
much for having me.
have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.